This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast from the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with code GOLFSGPN to get a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Earn up to $750 per month on your sports gambling transactions. Go to edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And finally, we're brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Get your 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. All right, we're live. The Pebble Beach Pro-Am, an event that we see year after year. We have an elevated status now, short field, so we'll be able to zip through these ranges and get you some names like we do each and every week. I didn't do the pod with Dom last week, but we had a crazy sweat on Aldrich Potgeider 7-1 T20. Obviously, he was in the final group on Sunday, and he was a lock for that top 20, as we thought. He ejects throughout the round on Sunday, just ejection city all over. And then 17, I believe he bogeys. 18, he gets to the green in 2, gets over the green in 2, has the dicey downhill chip to the Tiger location, the Rom location, and he gets it up and D. Crashes to the top 20, 7-1. Huge sweat. So shout out you if you tailed that Aldrich Potgeider top 20. Also had the Goddard up top 20, who was there on Saturday, but he fell. We cashed there. Great call. So let's get into the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. We're gonna bring up my screen and go range by range. Who is at the top? Scotty Scheffler. Have you ever heard of him? He's back in the field, back ready to pounce on another golf tournament. Now he obviously hasn't played yet this year, and looking at his course history and what he's done at Pebble, it's not a lot of reps. He finished T6 here last year, but this is not a golf course that Scotty has played a ton of times. He missed the cut in the U.S. Open, I believe, back when it was played here a few years back. So Scotty's come to this golf tournament not playing much, and not who knows how much he swung in the last few months. Obviously, he had that hand injury, and I'm sure I think we should wait till a Scotty interview to see what he really says. But this might be the first time I think you could actually, fade Scotty and you can get away with it, because his driver is not going to be an advantage here. He's going to be there's a ton of forced layups around here, and then it just becomes a wedge fest plus putting contest. And sure, is Scotty the best at hitting his wedges? Yeah, he is. But is he always the best putter? No, not always. So at 11-9, when you can get someone for 10-7 or 10-2, I think you can at least give a look to the other guys. That's going to lead us to the other two guys, Rory and Collin Morikawa. If I have to go with one of these guys, it's through and through Collin Morikawa. Dude has been playing some nice golf, finished runner-up at the Century, runner-up at the Tour Championship a few weeks ago, and we haven't really seen much of him since then. But this golf course suits Collin perfectly, in my opinion, even though he doesn't play it often. You get Collin in California. We know he's comfortable. You get Collin with a ton of wedges and have to be precise into small greens. And hopefully we can get hot with the putter. We just saw him get to 32 under at the Century. We know he's not scared to take it low. So in that regard, I really do like Collin Morikawa as my selection in this 10K plus range. If I have to go with one of them, it's definitely Collin. I'd rank them probably Collin, Rory, Scotty, which I've probably never said. I just like Rory to get hot with the putter, and I like Rory when scoring is around -16 to -20. I like him better than Scotty in that regard. So Collin, Rory, Scotty is how I'd rank this range. That is including price and ownership too. Let's go down a tad. We got Ludwig, JT, Hideki, Patrick Cantlay, Sam Burns, Tommy Fleetwood, Sungjae Im. Kind of a big and congested 9K range, but there's definitely some decisions to be made. I think there's a world where you could start Ludwig Collin. I wonder what the narrative is going to be around Ludwig after what he did at Torrey Pines. But I do like him in terms of he's played a ton of golf to start 2025. Like, he obviously played the Century, finished T15, got off to that first round lead at the Farmers, ended up finishing T42. But those were some good reps. Like, he put in good reps, looked okay at the Century, looked obviously okay Thursday and Friday before he ejected over the weekend at the Farmers. And looking at his course history, is one trip, but he finished runner-up. Now, like Scotty, this is not a golf course where Ludwig is going to take over with the driver. Just Pebble Beach is not set up like that. But I will say, Ludwig's really damn good with the wedges, and he's been hitting a ton of wedge shots and getting a ton of reps in starting in 2025. So I just like him to just hit the ground running, keep going, and keep those good reps up. So I actually do Ludwig, I do like Ludwig, especially if he goes a little bit overlooked at this price, because people are going to be like, oh, I don't want to touch Ludwig after what he did last week. Justin Thomas, I can see him getting lapped, although he's been playing some decent golf. He's been playing in some weak fields. I'm going to take a backseat at Justin Thomas. I think you can make some hay with Hideki or Patrick Cantlay. I would lean to Patrick Cantlay. This is a golf course that Patrick Cantlay plays a ton, has played here no matter when it was a weak field, when it was a strong field, multiple top 10s, multiple top 5s. Patrick Cantlay loves it here, and it sets up for him well. I do worry a tad about the approach play, but you're getting Patrick Cantlay in California. If Hideki comes in at sub 14%, which there's a world where he just doesn't get owned as much as he should, take it. Definitely take it. And towards the bottom of this 9K range, I definitely like Sungjae Im. This is not a golf course that Sungjae Im plays a ton, but on paper, you're getting Sungjae on small greens. You're getting Sungjae with wedges, and it should make sense. He finished T66 last year, missed the cut in 2019. I will say Sungjae in windy conditions is not that great, but the weather forecast does look okay. So I'm going to say in this 9K range, my favorite golfer is honestly Ludwig. Even though he's expensive, I think he'll be low owned. And then it's going to be Patrick Cantlay, Hideki Matsuyama, then Sungjae Im. I didn't mention Tommy Fleetwood. Didn't mention Sam Burns. I'm worried about Sam Burns' approach play, truthfully. I don't like what he's been doing with the wedges. I mean, with the long irons. I get that it's been long irons and not wedges for Sam Burns, which is better for him, but I just can't trust what he's done. And Tommy Fleetwood, if it gets difficult, Tommy Fleetwood will play well, but he's never really played well here before, and this is just not you could do better. You could do better in this 9K range. Let's go down to the 8K range. Before we get to the 8K range, I got to talk to you quickly about the Super Bowl. The big game is here from now until February 9th. 15% off everything in the SGPN store. Promo code BIGGAME, BIGGAME. Go get a golf gambling podcast shirt, please. It would really support us. Edge Boost. SGPN has partnered up with Edge Boost, the premier Visa debit card for bettors. An Edge Boost card allows you to avoid the hassle of having your card denied at the sportsbook, DFS site, sweepstakes state, racetrack, or casino. Plus, you can earn up to $750 a month in cashback rewards for using your Edge Boost cards. The best part is there are no credit checks and it's completely free. Sign up today and use the promo code SGPN so you can get a better cashback reward and instant tier 2 status. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN, edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. MyBookie. We're brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your favorite place to get every bet for every sport, plus props for every single game and a live dealer. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations, easy debit and lightning fast payout. I'm going to be talking about some bets that I like on MyBookie tomorrow with Dom. So head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000 or $10 casino chip. mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Okay. 8K range. 8K. Okay, we got a Michael Manning's in the chat. Shout out my guy, Michael Manning. Okay. Little ESPN bet promo. So if you're on ESPN bet, go check it out. 8K range. 8K range. Here we go. Bringing it down. Where's my screen at? Bringing it down. Okay. 8K range. Jason Day down to Sepp Straka, Shane Lowry. Definitely a very interesting range. I don't know how much I love the top of this range. I want to take a deeper look at Jason Day because Jason Day has been doing some all right things to start his 2025 season. Obviously finished in third place at the what was it called? The Amex T32 at the Farmers. He's got a fourth place finish here in 2020, seventh place in 2021. I want to see how his ball striking's been because if J-Day gets rolling, like it's good stuff happens. J-Day is hitting. He hasn't hit his irons this well since and this consistent. I'm going to tell you back when. J-Day has not gained this many strokes on approach since his win at the Byron Nelson and a little bit before then. So that's a year and a half where Jason Day has found some iron play. This is awesome for Jason Day. This really is. This is a golf course he's played a ton. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 top 10 finishes at this event. 9. So Jason Day should be in for a great week, truthfully. If you've been riding the Jason Day train, keep going. I think he's my favorite play at the top of this 9K range. I want to go down a little bit more and see any guys in the middle. Wyndham Clark, obviously defending champ, luck box win for sure. I really do like Taylor Pendrith at $8,300. What he's doing with the ball striking and his just overall game, I think it can click on any golf course. And he's the alpha Canadian in my opinion. I know he didn't get that win, but he's got a top 10 finish ready to start the season and some really good ball striking prowess to start the 2025. And he's got a top 7 here. He finished 7th here last year. So I'm definitely down for some Taylor Pendrith. I think he's a much better click than Maverick McNeely at 8,100, who's going to be chalky and everyone's going to – it's a good price for Maverick, but he's going to be super, super chalky. It's also a good price for Tony Finau. And this doesn't scream Tony Finau, and I've been so out on Tony Finau in like betting. But DFS, I'm not out on Tony Finau. This is one of the cheapest prices he's been in a long time. He obviously missed the cut at the Farmers, but he gained strokes ball striking in that one round measured, and he just lost strokes putting. That sounds like Tony Finau. He's played this course a ton of times, never missed a cut here, doesn't have any elite finishes, but Tony Finau on a golf course at this price, I think should be in for a really, really nice week. So 7K range or 8K range, I really like Jason Day at the top. I like Taylor Pendrith towards the middle. I think Tony Finau can be a decent click. And then Victor Hovland, this is a cheap price for Victor Hovland, but the dude is simply broken. He was absolutely laughable in Dubai, and that's a golf course that he's played so well on in his career. So Victor Hovland on that course, I mean, on that course should have played well. He's not. He's lost right now. Don't play Victor Hovland. Okay, 7K range. Jordan Spieth is back, and Jordan Spieth is back on a course that he absolutely loves. He fucks here no matter what his form is, no matter what he does. No one's going to shit on you for playing Jordan Spieth at Pebble Beach. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I like Russell Henley at 7,900. He's also the same price. Russell's gotten off to a decent start to 2025. T10 at the Sony, and he hit his irons really well. T30 at the Century, hit his irons really, really well. He doesn't really play well here or play well in California, but at the core, it's a golf course that makes sense for Russell Henley. So I think he's a good click at $7,900, especially if he's going under the radar. Tom Kim and Sahith Theegala, both are underpriced in my opinion, and I don't think they're going to garner a ton of ownership. I can see Tom garnering some ownership, but this is a golf course that makes sense for Tom. He's going to hit every fairway, and he's generally really good with the middle irons and wedges. Middle of this 7K range, I really like Rasmus Højgaard. Everyone knows only one Højgaard brother can play good golf at once, and Rasmus is playing good golf the last few months. He's in this field, and his game is filling it up with the flat stick. It's a difficult proposition to really lean on that he's just going to fill it up with a flat stick, but if anyone can do it, it's Rasmus. And last year, Nikolai, just when he burst on the scene in 2025, it was quick. It was in January. He was at the Farmers. Why can't Rasmus do the same? So Rasmus, $7,500, I think is a great play in the middle of this 5K range. Towards the bottom of this 5K range, you're going to get a really chalky Tom Hoge, which I think you should avoid. Cam Young, I think, is a great play at $7,100. I absolutely love Cam Young with wedges. I hate him as a human. I'm just kidding. I don't hate him as a human. I hate him in the betting markets, but Cam Young, $7,100 is way too cheap. Bottom of the 7K range, chalky Hoge. Akshay Bhatia could be the play of all plays. He doesn't have the best course history. I think it's one trip here. It was a T30. But in his only trip here, first trip, he was 19 or 18 years old, and he hit 18 greens in regulation. Pebble Beach is known for having really, really small greens, and Akshay in high school just comes up here and hits 18 greens. Everyone knows you want to play Akshay Bhatia by the water. We're by the water this week, so I think he's a great play towards the bottom of this 7K range. I also think if you've been riding that JJ Spawn train, keep riding it. And purely price-wise, Minwoo Lee at $7,000 is really, really cheap. Looking at some corollaries to Minwoo Lee, some of the best PGA Tour events he's had were at TPC Sawgrass and PGA National. Now, those aren't direct comps, but they're shorter courses that can get difficult. And whereas Pebble Beach is sometimes easy, if it blows small greens, it can definitely get very difficult. So just on a pure price-wise, Minwoo Lee at what? 7,000 is just a really good buy, in my opinion, or could be some tits. 6K range. Definitely an interesting range because this field is so small. I love Adam Hadwin at the min price, 6K minimum. I've been raving about Adam Hadwin to start 2025. He played decent in Hawaii, and then he had to a course, the Amex, that he's absolutely torched. I believe he was the most tipped golfer at the Amex, and he missed the cut. No one's going to want to go back to Adam Hadwin, and I love him here. A golf course that should shoot his game. He loves easier conditions, shorter course. Adam Hadwin, 6K. Lee Hodges, $6,200. He keeps playing good golf, and he keeps ball striking it really well. So I like him at that price. Towards the top of this 6K range, I don't think Eric Cole is a bad buy at $6,800. It's a golf course that should suit his game well. And finally, Aaron Rai, 69, especially if it gets really windy. Aaron Rai is really nice in the wind. So that's the DFS preview. Short field, short pod. We have the betting preview tomorrow with Dom, so stay tuned in for that. And any questions, you know where to find me. Catch you guys soon, and good luck this week.